Okay, so in last video we saw what is the concept of HTML element and HTML tag. Okay, so in this video let's try to build something. Okay, so in this video I'll explain you how to build a login page. Okay, so you see any login page on any website, so we'll build similar kind of page. Okay, so as an engineer you just need to understand the concepts. You don't need to remember syntax and all the tags. For example, I don't know what are tags that we are going to use in the login page. Okay, let's assume I don't know, and also you don't know. So how do we approach? So our problem statement is we want to build a login page. Okay, so what we can do, so in last video I explained you what is the element you can view the HTML code of any website. Okay, so similarly let's open any website's login page. Okay, so let's go to github.com. Okay, and click on sign in. So as you see, this is a one sign in or login page. Okay, we'll build something this kind of page. Okay, so you see there is an input like we can enter the username, password, and there is this button. Okay, so the important part is input, these two inputs and button. So implement that. So how do I find out like what is the tag that I have to use for this? You can just right click and inspect. So there is a select element button, so you can enable it by clicking and just click on this element. Okay, so it will show you the tag. Okay, so it will show so this tool shows any HTML code of any web page. So we are looking at this. So okay, so we see that the okay, some kind of input element is used, input tag is used. Okay, let's try to use that similarly in our page. Okay, so let's remove this uh, code. Okay, so let's try to give input element. Okay, so okay, so there is no closing tag, so by default we didn't get any closing tag. Maybe it's not necessary for this input tag. So what it's saying, it's saying this, you can read, pause and read. Okay, so let's go to browser and refresh the page. Okay, we see input element. Okay, so why, so we need another element. Okay, so let's give input type text. So we understood this light blue color, this is attribute, this is tag, this is attribute is equal to attribute value. So it's giving type as a text. Okay, by default. So that means we can write a text inside this. Okay, we understood this concept. Okay, now so basically this elements are coming next to each other, but we want next below each other. So what we can do, so let's search the tag. Okay, uh, how to move any HTML element to next line. Okay, so the br tag in HTML start next element. Okay, it's showing it's saying br tag, you can use br tag. Okay, so let's try to use it. Br, oh, you see, we got a space. Let's try to give another br, another space. Okay, so that means it's breaking the line, and it's logical. We don't need uh, uh, a closing tag for the br, because it's just one entity. It's going to break the line. That's its br's job. Okay, but we want this input on the next line. So what we can do? We can give br here. Let's try and refresh. Okay, it came on the next line. Let's add another br. Okay, we got this space. Okay, so now we need a button. Okay, so there is this button. Let's inspect. Okay, what is the tag? Input. So it has used input tag only, but you see the type is submit here. Okay, so there are different types we can give. Okay, so let's try that. Input. So in a type, I'm removing this text and I'm just pressing control and space. So it will show all the options, like, okay, so this many options we have: radio, number, image, file, email, date, color. Okay, okay, so let's try. What was that button? I guess no, submit. Submit. Okay, and let's check. Refresh. Okay, we see one button. Okay, but this button is in green color. Okay, and I want to change its its name, a login, sign in or login. How can we do that? Okay, let's try to read more. Input type, submit, value, sign in. Okay, so you see sign in. I think it's taking the sign in from this value attribute. Let's try to use it. Value. We'll use login. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, so that we understood, like, login value attribute is used to change the name of the button. Okay, and how do we get the button? By using submit. But I just pressed the controls and control space, but we saw many more options of there. Okay, so let's try another options. Okay, so there is a checkbox, color. Let's try color. What is color? Refresh. Okay, we got this. Okay, so it's giving us some kind of color picker. Okay, so you can try all these input types by yourself, but let's focus on the login page for now. Okay, so we have this. We need some space between like this login button and input. Okay. Okay, so what we can do? We can add one more BR here. Okay. Okay, now it's looking little uh like in a better way. Okay, so we need this text. So what? Let's check what they have used. Okay, they have used a label. Okay, let's uh, let's try to use the same. So label and then input. Label tag has a closing tag. Okay, let's give label. I don't know what this for attribute is. You can read and understand, but let's give email address as a label. Let's refresh. Oh, nice. We got the label. Let's do same for the password. Okay, here comes the password. Password. Refresh. Okay. But we want this name, this text and input below each other. We know what to do. Use BR. Okay. So we have built this login page. Now what we need? Uh, okay. So let's change the color of this button. How can we do that? So inspect, click on this button and click on this input tag. On the right side you see the CSS for this button. Okay, you can scroll down and you can see all the CSS that is getting applied. These are some CSS properties, and background color is there. I think this color is coming from this background color. Okay, so what is the syntax? Background hyphen color. So let's try to copy as it is. Okay, so where is that button? Okay, we saw how to give styling. So use a style attribute equal to just paste. Okay, let's see if it works. Oh, it didn't work. Why? Because let's check that again. Click here, all the CSS will come here. So it has used some kind of a variable and it's pointing to hash 2386 and it's a color code. Okay, so let's copy this and let's paste it as it is. We don't want variable, but we are using this value directly. Okay, now refresh our page. Okay, now the CSS is applied. Okay, so now we have this white background. Let's try to change it. Okay, how can we change? Go to our code. So we want to change the background color of whole page. Okay, so where we can give CSS to the body, or you'll think why not give to HTML tag directly? Well, let's try it. Style equal to background color. Let's give something red. Okay, refresh the page. Okay, it worked. Okay, so that means we can give CSS to HTML also directly. Okay, but what is body? Okay, so when you hover on this body tag, it highlights the screen. Okay, so it's always advised that you should use CSS on the whole page on body tag. Okay, let's cut, let's remove, and let's apply it on the body tag. Okay, refresh. It's now applied on this body tag. Let's expand it. Okay, and we can try it more colors. See, these are different colors that we are trying. Okay, blue, violet. There is this color, blue, violet, brown. Let's keep brown for now. Okay, brown. Okay, VS Code has this feature also. If you hover on this color, you can directly change the value. Okay, it will give some value automatically. Okay, come back to the page and refresh. See, that is applied. Okay, so this developer tool on this browser is coming from the bottom of this page. Okay, but you can change its position. So you have to click on these three dots and you see this dock side. You can move it to the right side also. You can move it to the left, or you can just separate it. Okay, so this is separate window. Okay, this is separate window, but I like to keep it at down. Okay, so as per your convenience you can do that setting, and we can have dark color also. You can change the theme. Okay, you can keep light, you can keep dark. Let's keep dark. Okay, okay, so let's say I want to add image on this page, on this background of this body tag. Okay, so what we can do? So let's download the image first. Image for desktop. Let's say this image. Okay, let's click on this image. Right click. Uh, Open image in new tab. PG. Okay, so right click, save image as, and where is our project? I think this, that project in documents, my app. Okay, this is our project. So change the file name as background dot jpg, and I'm saving as all files. Okay, save. Let's close this tab. Okay, now let's check how to apply. Okay, you can search on the Google like what is the property to apply a background image. Okay, but I know the property. Okay, so what we can do, so we don't want a color now, so let's remove the color, and you can just type background. You see this image, background hyphen image, or you can just type image and it will show you background image. Press enter, and here are some options what value we can give to background images, image CSS property. Okay, if you scroll down, you see this URL. You just select URL. Okay, and URL, you have to pass the path of the image. So how we can pass the path? In double quote, in a single quote, we have used double quote already. So so by using single quote, and said we have to give path. So in current folder, so dot means current folder, dot slash background. Okay, and let's refresh. Okay, what happened? So the image is repeated by default. So I think the image size is this much only, but after that it's automatically repeating. So what we can do to avoid and make it a full screen? So watch carefully. Let's use another CSS property, background size, background size cover. Okay, let's refresh the page. Okay, now it covers the whole page. Okay, so this is how we have created a very basic login page. And uh, let's say we want to move this content in the middle. Let's try what we can do. Okay, so we can press control and space here, and let's check if there is any property to alignment. Okay, instead of checking here, let's check, why not check in the browser. Okay, so open, click on body. Okay, so we want the content of the body to be in the center. Okay, so you can click here and just type line. So let's try these properties. Okay, it's not working, so let's try another properties. Justify content. No, it's not working. Hmm. Okay, so there is another property, margin and padding. Okay, let's try using that. So let's first use padding. Okay, let's give padding 20 px. Okay, let's increase it. Okay, it's moving. Okay, but it should move only to the left side. So you can understand what is padding in depth, okay, by following any tutorial. Okay, but I'll explain you in short what is margin and padding. Okay, so these much HTML tags that we have used till now. Okay, but there is one more HTML tag, that is div. Okay, so what is div? Let's understand. Div is a element, has no special meaning at all. It represents its children. It can be used with class lang and title attributes to mark up semantic common to group consecutive elements. So that means this div a div tag doesn't have any like spatial ability to show anything on the screen. So its use is basically just to wrap other elements in a group. So you can cut other elements, and you can paste in a div element. So what is the meaning of this? So we are grouping this part into this div. So you can have another div, and you can have another element. So this is another group of elements. Okay, so that's it. So let's move this div in a center. So how can we do that? So let's apply style. Okay, and give padding 20 px, and refresh the page. Okay, so it gave some space around. Okay, so how padding works? So we see this div, click on this div and just scroll down. We see this box. You're seeing this box. So every HTML element have the padding, border, and margin. See, the blue part here represents the element, actual element. So it's highlighted in the blue color. That is our element. So that is actual div. Just outside the div, we have this 20 like 20 units of padding around it, some space. Okay, just after the element, that is called as padding, the space called as padding. And outside it we have border property. Okay, but we haven't given any border here. Okay, so let's try to give some border solid 2px, refresh. Okay, so we see this border in black color. We can change its color also, space red. So type, so border type, border thickness, how like thick border you want. Okay, so if we make it 10 px and refresh, okay, so it will take 10 pixels. Okay, so that was about the border, and we can check it's updated here also. Okay, now let's check margin also. So you must have guessed how to give a margin, like just like padding. We have to give margin 30 px. Okay, and refresh. Okay, so how it worked? It applied margin just outside the border. Okay, so we can give margin, padding, and border to any element like label, input, uh, this another input, div, body. Everyone can have like everyone have these properties: padding, margin, and border. Okay, so it's showing on the left side 20, top, right, left, all 20 pixels. So if we want to change the size on particular on specific left side or top side, what we can do? So there is another CSS property, just like padding is for all the directions. Okay, for all the sides. But if you use padding hyphen left side, okay, padding hyphen left, so it will give margin to like sorry, padding to left side only. Okay, on only on the left side. Okay, so there is no padding on the bottom. Okay, similarly with margin. So like we have padding left, there is padding top, bottom, right. Okay, all four directions. And for margin, same for margin. So you can try that. Okay, in next video I'll explain more about internal and external CSS. So thank you for watching.